Now that everyone's gone from the pit, what am I gonna do? Everything's so lonely. Why, hello, little crab. Seeing you so small and tiny reminds me. Everyone has a destiny. Everyone has a purpose in this Matoran universe. You know what your destiny is? To be a sucker. Have fun carrying my Kodak blaster, crab.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Recap Review. Today we're looking over the entirety of 2007. Here we have them, every single set released in the year of 2007 for the BIONICLE line, which totals to approximately 22 sets released. Now this is not counting the promotional items such as 07 Good Guy and 07 Bad Guy, which I'm not reviewing. This is also not counting the playsets, which I'm also not reviewing. 2007 also marked the final year for the BIONICLE playsets, which ran until, 2007 from 2005. Now, out of the 22 sets released in 07, approximately 27 individual constructible creatures and characters could have been created, with the set Karzani holding the most at a total of 4. With Karzani, Sarda, he's right there, Idris, and the Trap, which is right over there. We also had a couple of small sets, a total of 4 actually, being Defilak, Dakar, and the Hyjuka there and there. As for everyone else, we got our Titans, we got Lesovic way over there, we got Nocturne, and we got our Toa and our Baraki. The story of 2007 was a direct continuation of the 2006 story in the second year of the Ignition trilogy, which runs until 2008, which I will be reviewing next. In the story, the Toa have lost the Mask of Life down in the seas of, who knows where, honestly. So they go down to go find it. In the process, they get, not mutated, but transformed from the Toa Nika to the Toa Mari. While they are there, they fight the ever-so-menacing Baraki, the former League of Six Kingdoms? Yeah, the former warlords. As you can see, they are all present and accounted for. Amongst all these fights and battles, they also fight a resuscitated Hydraxon, an enlarged Gadunka, not really Karzani, but he's around, Nocturne, Lieutenant of Elec, as well as Makuta. But not really, kinda, sorta. It was really weird. We're not going to get into it right now. But Makuta was there. In the end, the Toa managed to save the day by destroying Marinui, decimating Voyanui, and having Matoro die. All in all, good day's work. Good job, guys. But regardless, amongst the fan base, 2007 is actually highly regarded as one of the better story years. Now, oftentimes you will hear arguments and conflicts come into play regarding 2007 versus 2006. Many believe that 2007 was basically just a retread of the 06 story, and in a lot of ways, it is. You have 6 villains going up against the same 6 Toa, and they want the Mask of Life. That's essentially what it boils down to. In fact, the majority of the characters from 06 appear in 07. You have all the Toa. If you want to get technical, Karzani heavily appeared in 2006. In fact, I think 06 was his first appearance, so there you go. Makuta, through a very slim technicality. Axon was still around. Brutaka, to a degree, was still around. So a lot of the 06 characters had a very heavy influence on 2007. So a lot of the time you will hear a lot of arguments and debates concerning these 2 years, and of various comparisons being drawn between them. I personally prefer 2007 over 06. I just personally like the characters more. I liked how the Toa Mari were developed more. I liked the setting a little bit more. I liked just generally the majority of it more than I did 2006. Is that to say 2006 is a bad year? Heavens no, by no means. They're both fine years. Whether or not you like one or the other is totally up to you. As far as the sets are concerned, the majority of the fan base does happen to like them. Specifically the Baraki, considering that they are the first wave of villains that are not clone sets. They are not the first wave of villains to have individual personalities, actually they are just the second, but they are the first to have individual sets and, to a very heavy degree, custom builds. 2007 introduced us to a lot of new recolors, new pieces, and new building designs, new building techniques. It really strived to try to test the Anika and Paraka build, which, to a degree, and many would believe this to be true, it succeeded. However, not everyone believed this to be the case. Introduced in 2006, the Anika build was highly regarded as an incredibly great new build. It's fantastic. It's awesome. However, by 2007, more likely the later half, people started to get tired of it. They wanted to move on only after about 2 years. Did it end there? Absolutely not. Will it continue? Heck yeah, if you like it. 2007 also introduced us to the awful thing that is breaking pieces. Now, obviously, being younger, you're more likely, if you were like younger in 2007, you're more likely to break pieces. Maybe you want to thrash it around, throw it in water, throw it against an electric fence. Who knows? Maybe you want to avoid the warnings on the boxes or my personal warnings and eat the pieces. I don't know. Regardless, pieces did break. But more specifically, lime pieces broke. 2007 suffered an incredibly, I'd like to say, bad factory error. I'm not entirely sure, but as I understand it, either the paint or the cooling process of pretty much the majority, if not the entirety, of the lime pieces got messed up. It caused them to become very brittle, very fragile, and in turn caused the fair majority of them to break. Unfortunately, there was a lot of backlash toward this, especially considering a good chunk of the characters, or at least the predominant color here, as you can probably tell, is green. If not dark green, then it is lime. 1, 2, 3 characters primarily used lime joints, and unfortunately, to a degree they were fairly popular. Now this meant that a lot of people were not happy. Now would this stop here? Unfortunately no, and we'll get into this in the next year. But as of right now, 2007's lime joints are very well known to be bad. Just bad. So that definitely gave the year a tad bit of a bad rap. But what do you guys think? Do you like 2007? Do you prefer it over 2006? We'll get to answering that question in a moment. For now, let's look over this year's collectibles, which in this case happen to be the Sea Squid. So the collectible for 2007, and you guys probably already know this, was the Squid. And boy, are there just a lot of them. From what I understand, this is all the squid that came with every single set that had a squid launcher in it. As you can see, they come in various different shapes and sizes. And by various different shapes and sizes, I mean one size fits all. But they do come in a variety of colors. By that, I mean orange and yellow and various shades in between. Now granted, this isn't all you could get. In 2007, early 2007, alongside the smaller sets, there was a Squid Pack, which came with squids varying from colors blue, bright blue, to a more turquoise greenish color. Now obviously this is the only example I have on hand, however as you can see it's a very nice looking blue. It looks really exotic and really cool, but it doesn't very well mesh with all the other squid. Now as far as collectibles, there isn't a lot of variety here, but they are kind of neat. They're the first organic material creature we've come across in BIONICLE, aside from the Krana and Krata, of course. And they're very nice. They look kind of cool, honestly. They're very sea creature-esque. They got the fin, the tail. They're very detailed. Honestly, they got these teeth. They got the eyes. And if any of you have ever seen the singing squid, they can be, quite honestly, hilarious. So the squid there's not a whole lot to them, but they are kind of neat to have around, float around a bit. Now the largest issue with these squid is that they easily break. Being rubber, this kind of weird squishy rubber, they got this thin tail here. Now in order to get them to successfully launch out of the squid launcher, you have to pull back on the tail and then release. Now a lot of the time this is going to end up snapping the tail or just breaking the launcher entirely. It's not a very solidified nor battle proven method. However, it's the only one you're going to have on hand when it comes to launching these things. So that's a collectible of 2007. Not a whole lot to them. Kind of a brief overview. And with that, let's get right back to the overview and my final thoughts. And there you have it. 2007. So what do you guys think? Do you like 2007? Do you prefer 2007 over 2006? Let me know either in the comments below or on the TTV message boards at board.ttvpodcast.com. Now 2007 has been one heck of a year. There's been a lot to cover, and hopefully I've been able to cover it all. Granted, there have been a few hiccups along the way, but you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. Now, as per usual, I am going to go on a bit of a break, as this is the end of the 2007 season, technically. However, this break is going to be a little bit longer. 2008 is an incredibly huge year. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be an issue. I don't actually need to buy any of the sets. I have them all. That is not my concern. However, it is going to take a lot of time and preparation to get that all done, so this break will be much longer than previous breaks. So do keep that in mind. Keep in mind this as well, though, that there will be a series to replace this. Now, it's not specifically going to be by me, but there will be a show and series that we will be doing that will temporarily replace the recaps. I will be back. The recaps will return. I will be reviewing 2008, and I will let you guys know when it's coming out in a recap Q&A. That understood? I hope so, because that's how it is. Thank you all very much for watching the 2007 recap reviews. I hope you have all enjoyed, and if there's been anything I messed up on, or you feel I should have mentioned, please let me know either in the comments below or, of course, on the TTV message boards. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time in 2008, which is going to be in 2015. See you all then.